Something wrong with him. See? But he was so much into Jesus that Jesus said, hey, why don't you come to my house today? Let's go. And if the rapture depended on people pleasing God, I don't know that anybody would go. Either whether the rapture were before or after. But if he had that tendency, he pleased God. Because he lived not by things seen, but he was moved by that which is unseen. And without faith, hear this, that's the effect of the invisible God and his word on your heart and soul and life. Without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God, this is faith, must believe that he is. I have that circle. The reality of God. You know, if you don't really believe, are you going to go out of your way for him? Are you going to witness for him? Are you going to really spend a lot of time praying to him? People put on a little show here and there, but when it comes to those who really believe that he is, I want to tell you what, they're few and far between. And here's how I know. If you really believe in God, you have a fear of God. Because what's the beginning of wisdom? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And there's no fear of God, there's no faith. You've got to know that God destroyed the world in Noah's day, and he destroyed Sodom, and destruction awaits this world, even our country. By faith, Noah, or rather, let me back up, believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder. I mean, talking about eternal benefits, eternal blessing of them that diligently, that's not carelessly or loosely, I mean with their whole heart and soul, seek him. They look for his presence. They confess their sins. They submit themselves. They get in the word. That's the ones that diligently seek. By faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet. Well, hasn't God warned us? Listen, shouldn't Noah's warning from God, should it be any different than our warnings? Isn't this book filled with warnings? They're warnings from God of what's going to happen. And again, was Noah affected by the warning that he got from God? How do you know that he was affected by it? He built an ark. And if we believe the warnings from God that we have in this book, Noah didn't have a written Bible actually, but if we believe the warnings, we will take action. We will witness. We will seek to get people into the true ark, Jesus. But it says, Noah being warned of God of things not seen as yet. There's going to be a flood of light. They didn't teach me that in science class. There's going to be a flood. Things not seen yet. Move with fear. It ought to scare us what God said he's going to do. And he prepared an ark for the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of righteousness, which is by faith. What did James say? I'll show you my faith by my works. If you believe there's a real hell, you'll make effort to keep people out of it. How do we show that we don't really believe in the real hell? That we don't believe in the sufficiency of what Jesus did on the cross? By not witnessing. But if we believe there's a hell, we're going to be moved by the Holy Ghost and by the Word of God to, by every means, by all means, pull people out of that fire. Because they've got one foot in the fire if they're not saved. They're headed for that fire. By faith, Abraham, verse 8, when he was called to go out unto a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obey. Hear this. And he went out, not knowing whither he went. You know what people say about that? You leave your place of security, your place of comfort, your business, your rest. You leave that and go someplace. They say, where you are? I don't know. What do you know about it? I don't know. Again, what would people say? All the financial planners of our present day and aren't talking in faith at all. But Abraham did what God said, irrespective of what his own feeling or his own wife, his own friend would have done. He did it for one reason, because he believed. He did it because he knew who he believed in. And why did Paul live the life he lived? He said, I know whom I have believed and am persuaded that he is able to keep that which I have committed unto him against that day. Looking further, it says, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. By faith, he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles. He went from a house to living in a tent.